All right, I need everybody to stop what they're doing because this story coming out of Cleveland is nothing short of shocking. We're talking about a development so big, so devastating, that it didn't just hit the Browns, it sent shockwaves across the entire NFL. And let me tell you, this is not one of those routine updates you scroll past. This is franchise-altering, career-threatening, and it feels like fate itself just reached down and ripped the entire quarterback debate straight out of the Browns' hands. Today, during what should have been just another practice, Dillon Gabriel went down. And not just any injury, we're talking catastrophic. No hit, no contact, no freak collision. Just a simple drop back, 5 steps, a plant to the right foot, and then boom! Everything changed. You could feel the air leave the field. Trainers rushed in. Players froze in silence. And if you've ever been around football long enough, you know the look on the medical staff's faces tells you more than any diagnosis ever could. The whispers started instantly. Season ending. Maybe even career-threatening. Let's build a totem pole together. Smash like, subscribe, and comment. If this video hits 2,000 likes, that means we're beating the Baltimore Ravens. Let's make it happen. And just like that, the entire quarterback controversy that had been ripping this locker room apart was over. Not by choice, not by decision, but by cruel, almost supernatural timing. It was as if the football gods themselves had stepped in and said, enough! This is Shedeur Sanders' team now. Think about that. Weeks of debates. Coaches tiptoeing around questions. Fans at each other's throats online. The front office trying to play politics. All of it ended in a single brutal moment. Dillon Gabriel's chapter closed and Shedeur's era began. No more controversy. No more competition. Just fate handing down his verdict. Now here's where it gets even more surreal. While all this chaos was unfolding, Gabriel on the ground, teammates shaken, Shedeur Sanders didn't flinch. No celebration, no emotion, no showboating, just stoic, locked-in focus. And yet sources say he leaned toward his quarterback coach and whispered something that's been echoing across the facility all day. Everything happens for a reason. Now, depending on who you ask, that's either a profound spiritual statement or a calculated, cold-blooded response. Some guys in that building hear wisdom. Others hear destiny. But either way, the message was loud and clear. Justice served, karma delivered, and the natural order finally restored. Head coach Kevin Stefanski walked into the media room afterward with the weight of the world on his shoulders. He did the respectful thing. Thoughts and prayers for Dillon. Full support through his recovery. But when he shifted to football operations, his words hit different. He didn't hedge. He didn't say interim starter. He didn't talk about competition. He said plain and simple, we have full confidence in Shedeur Sanders to lead this offense. That's coach speak for this is permanent. And if you think the fan base took long to react, you'd be wrong. Within minutes, hashtags were trending nationwide. Justice for Shedeur, karma delivered. Browns fans were ruthless, painting Gabriel as the villain who got what the universe decided he deserved. One tweet literally said, Gabriel thought he was bigger than the team. The football gods handled that. That's how deep this narrative has sunk into Cleveland's culture. It doesn't just feel like a depth chart change. It feels like cosmic retribution. But let's go deeper than the surface level drama, because this is bigger than just one injury. Gabriel's rookie contract now becomes a financial mess. Insurance policies, cap implications, long-term planning. The Browns front office is scrambling tonight. Meanwhile, Shedeur's stock just went through the roof. Endorsements are already pouring in. 7-figure offers. National brands calling. And inside the facility, the entire offensive scheme is being rewritten in real time to fit his skill set. The playbook is opening up. Mobility, deep shots, improvisation. Receivers are buzzing with excitement. One even said, finally the offense matches the quarterback, not the coach's preferences. And ownership? Jimmy Haslam might be putting on a sympathetic face publicly, but behind closed doors, he's ecstatic. He wanted Shedeur front and center all along. The marketing department has already been told to push the Sanders campaign into overdrive. Jerseys, ticket promos, partnerships, all systems go. It's like the whole franchise exhaled at once, finally free of the uncertainty. But let's not sugarcoat this. The road ahead for Shedeur isn't some fairy tale. His first real test? The Baltimore Ravens. A divisional rival, an elite defense, national television. Welcome to the NFL, kid. Baltimore defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald is already tearing up his game plan and cooking up blitz packages designed to rattle a rookie. Disguises, pressure, exotic looks, they're coming for him. And yet, from everything I'm hearing out of practice, Shedeur is thriving under that pressure. The ball's coming out faster. The confidence is radiating. Teammates are noticing. A switch has flipped. And Dillon Gabriel. Man, it's heartbreaking. Sources close to him say he's crushed. This wasn't about losing a competition. This was fate robbing him of an opportunity he thought was his. He's facing surgery, a year-long rehab, and no guarantee he'll ever be the same. His mechanics, his footwork, his future, all in jeopardy. And while the NFL is brutal, sometimes even cruel, it's still a tragedy when a young career gets ripped apart like this. But make no mistake, the Browns locker room has chosen its new leader. Players who once backed Gabriel are already aligning behind Sanders. Veterans are approaching him privately, showing support, rallying around him. The kid is showing up at 5:30 in the morning, leaving long after dark. He's not talking about leadership. He's proven it. That's how you win a team, so here we are. The Browns didn't name Shedeur Sanders their starter. Destiny did. Dillon Gabriel's injury may have ended one career trajectory, but it just launched another into overdrive. The locker room is united. The fan base is ignited. The media is circling. The Ravens are waiting. And I've got to be honest with you. This feels like more than just a depth chart decision. This feels like the spark of a full-blown storm brewing inside Cleveland. Because while the coaches might be content with business as usual, the owner, Jimmy Haslam, he's not sitting on his hands. Word out of Berea is that Haslam himself is circling October 5th, that Minnesota game, as a date he demands Shedeur take the field. And when the owner starts eyeing the schedule like that, you know something seismic is coming. Now listen, I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. Shedeur Sanders deserves more playing time than anybody else in this quarterback room. Why? Because when you look at him, you don't just see a QB. You see possibility. You see that maybe, just maybe, this franchise finally stumbled into something special. And that's why this entire situation feels like it's teetering on the edge of chaos. Fans are angry. Analysts are confused. And let's be real, everyone can see it. When Shedeur's on the field, the Browns don't just play football, they become an event. Ratings climb. Jerseys fly off the shelves. Suddenly the Cleveland Browns are relevant again. And yet here we are, still watching Joe Flacco trot out under center. Joe Flacco, who in week 1 looked every bit the aging veteran he admitted he was. He straight up said he wasn't close to where he needed to be. And yet Kevin Stefanski refuses to turn the keys over to Shedeur. But here's where the plot thickens. Jimmy Haslam is done waiting. He's tired of the excuses, tired of the not yet answers. Reports say he's ready to force Stefanski's hand. Even Colin Cowherd is out here saying it's only a matter of time before Shedeur is the starter. And let me tell you, if this team keeps piling up losses, Stefanski's leash will shrink to nothing. At some point, the pressure will crush him, and the only option left will be to put Sanders on that field. And think about the stakes here. This isn't just about a kid waiting his turn. This is about identity. This is about the Browns' future. Because when Andrew Berry drafted Shedeur Sanders, the message wasn't sit tight. It was, we've got our guy. It was a chance to turn the page, to inject youth, energy, and swagger into a franchise that's been starving for it for decades. Yet here we are, with the fan base in open revolt. Emergency meetings in the front office. Whispers of trade rumors floating across the league. Rival teams circling like sharks, waiting for their chance to prize Shedeur away. And that's the nightmare scenario, right? Because if Shedeur Sanders walks, if the Browns let him slip away, you can bet he'll go somewhere else and become the superstar they were too scared to unleash. And Cleveland? They'll go down as the team that fumbled a generational talent. Now reports are even surfacing that Shedeur's had enough. Benched again. Frustrated again. Silent, distant, even storming out of the facility. That's not just a young quarterback throwing a fit. That's a young man realizing he's in the middle of a power struggle. Stefanski versus Shedeur. Old school control versus new school swagger. The system versus a star. And when those two worlds collide, something has to give. Let's build a totem pole together. Smash like, subscribe, and comment. If this video hits 2,000 likes, that means we're beating the Baltimore Ravens. Let's make it happen. The locker room? Split right down the middle. Veterans who've seen what Shedeur brings, the poise, the precision, the spark, they're backing him. Others still clinging to the chain of command, siding with Stefanski. And all the while, the fans are losing it. Protests online, chants in the stadium, ticket cancellations. The city that fell in love with Shedeur feels betrayed. And here's the painful truth. This isn't just about football anymore. This is about culture. This is about relevance. This is about the Browns either seizing their moment or watching it vanish. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just another rookie quarterback. He's a brand. He's a movement. He's electricity bottled into a jersey. He sells out arenas. He dominates the headlines. He trends worldwide. He gives Cleveland something it hasn't had in decades. Hope. So what now? Either Jimmy Haslam steps in, cleans house, and forces this franchise to finally build around Shedeur. Or we're looking at a future where he's traded, thriving somewhere else. And Browns fans are left wondering what could have been. And I'll tell you what, if that happens, if Shedeur Sanders explodes into superstardom wearing another jersey, Cleveland will go down as the team that let it all slip away. So I'll throw it to you. Should Haslam step in and force Stefanski's hand? Should Shedeur already be the starter? Or do you think patience is still the play here? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story isn't just about Shedeur. It's about the very soul of the Cleveland Browns.